This is the Board of Trustees regular meeting. It's December 12th, 2017. It is 7:31 PM. This is meeting number 2017-25. Please take the roll.
President Barry?
Here.
Trustee Vorder?
Here.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Here.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Here.
Trustee Desmond?
Here.
Trustee Phelan? We do have a quorum.
Thank you. Would everyone rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The next item on our agenda is public comments. We do have a few this evening. I have Kathy Fitzgerald. Kathy, if you could come to the podium, please. Our policy is you have 3 minutes, and we ask that you let us know if you live in Oak Lawn and state your name for the record. Thank you.
Okay. My name is Kathy Fitzgerald. I live in Oak Lawn. Been here for 36 years, since 1981. And I have a handout I'd like to hand out to you and the board members, if that's okay.
Sure. Or you could give it to one and we could pass them down.
Well, I know.
Okay.
I'm looking for Ms. Galzin, Mr. Barrett, Fiota, and Mr. Hayes. They're not here, so I'll just give it to the other trustees right here.
If you pass them down, we'll save your 3 minutes.
There you go, pass them down.
Yeah.
Thank you very
You
much.
can then make your,
So again, I'm here at 7:32 to defend myself in the purpose of my property. I got in 2015 this happened. The village says I didn't cut my grass on June the 11th or whatever, and I did cut it 2 days later. And I get another notice in the billing that wasn't cut correctly, apparently with weed. I looked around, there was no weeds that I knew. So anyway, I do have sunflowers and milkweeds that grow very high. I did raise 5 monarch butterflies this summer from the pupa for chrysalis, and I'm very upset that on July 5th, 2015, on a Sunday morning, and there was a copy of a calendar that the apparently hired privatized personnel did come to my residence at 8:15 in the morning, entered my gated property, and wrongly cut down the sunflowers and the milkweed plants. And at 8:15, I ran out from my bedroom, said to them to leave. They didn't leave, so I went down further and I said some words in Spanish, and they understood, and they said, "You're going to get a bill for this, move here." I said, "Well, that's fine." So then they did leave in their little pale blue truck, unlabeled, there was no trailer. So then I get another charge for a dumping fee of $25, hauling away $31 an hour, trailer $10 rental, dumping fee, whatever, per load, $62, administration fee, $25, and then for the 3 maintenance men, but there's only the 2, $102 an hour. So then, the point is, this all came up to fruition because 3 weeks ago, I applied to get my living trust from my state for my house. And I found out I have a lien against it. So I come and talk to Mr. Hannigan, Mr. Beechin, to try to get this resolved, because by then, the total bill was $508.60. So I felt it was wrong, so I did meet with them. I did pay $140, which I thought was probably fair to the village. But I would like to protect the village from these privatized personnel, landscape people that do cut your lawn. I would like the crew, Mr. Barrett, Mr. Fiota, Steve, Mr. Hayes, and especially Mrs. Galzin that I had spoken to follow up.
3 minutes is up, so just.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, the
Oh, okay, I
timer.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's the point.
Yeah,
So
so,
just so you need to follow up on, I think, privatized personnel that are not doing their job and wrongly cut my weeds with a chainsaw. Thank you.
thank you for your comments. We'll refer the documents to staff, okay?
ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Our next public commenter is Mr. Larry Fetchko, talking about a District 123 Feed 6 event.
Okay, my name is Larry Fetchko. I'm a 30-year resident of Oak Lawn. I'm also the Community Relations Officer for Oak Lawn Hometown School District 123. Here to talk about the Feed Six program, and this is something that, so it's good news for the holidays. We started this program a number of years back under the guidance of Heather McCarthy, one of our middle school teachers, and we've been packaging about 17,000 meal equivalents under the Feed Six outreach program. And this is, you've probably heard of this before. It's enhanced, protein-enhanced macaroni and cheese product. It's packaged in an assembly line format. So there's some funding aspect and there's some volunteer aspect as well. And Feed Six came to us this year and asked us if we'd be willing to do a mega event. And so after some due diligence, talking to a few partners, we set a 50,000 meal equivalent mark. Some folks thought we were crazy, but we had great support from Dr. Enderle, our superintendent, our board. And I'm here today to report that we've hit all our financial and volunteer marks. So this Saturday at on December 16th at the middle school, we'll be packaging 50,000 meals. This is an effort that requires approximately 300 plus participants. We'll be doing that in two-hour sessions of about 150, 160 people packaging. We've got about 20 different local businesses and organizations involved. We're really excited about that. Financial goals, we had our students raised $30 each. They raised about $6,000. We went out to our community partners, raised another $9,000, so we're really excited about that. Special thanks to our Kiwanis group and local Division III Council, who contributed about $2,000. And special thanks to Frank Mancari of Mancari Chrysler Jeep, contributed $3,000 to get us over that $50,000 unit mark. So excited about that. Special thanks to Mike Kiwanis cohort, Alex Olenichik, who played a big part in that funding effort. We have about like 20 organizations involved. We got the library involved, Raiders Men's Club, a couple of Holy Name societies as well too. We're really excited. The product, there's about 20 local organizations that will benefit from the output. We're very aggressive on finding local need. We have, like I said, about 20 local organizations that will benefit from the output, and that is all of our church food pantries, meals programs, food shelters, beds programs, veterans programs, and special needs as well too. So very excited about that. Kind of on an anecdotal level, all 5 of the service organizations, Rotary, Kiwanis, Lions, Elks, and Knights, on our this year's vehicle sticker will be participating. And I think that's probably about the first time in modern times that that's happened. So excited about all that. We are looking forward to the event on Saturday, and we are very thankful for the support. We're thankful to live in such a giving community, and thankful for the opportunity to help those in needs around the holidays. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to entertain any questions.
Thank you. And we can stop by during the community portion if we have an interest?
Absolutely, and thank you for, yes,
Okay.
and everybody's invited to come out that day as well, too. It's actually a fun event. It's, everybody's, dressed in the, have his apron with headgear on and everything. It's all done under the food handling guidelines of Feed Six organization. So it's done very well, and it's actually a very fun event.
Thank you,
Larry,
Larry.
would you repeat the time and the location of that event?
Yeah, a lot of the information is on the flyer, but the event starts at 9 o'clock. So there's a 2-hour session from 9 to 11, another from 11:30 to 1:30. That'll be most of our community participants at that time, and we'll have some refreshments and some activities afterward. So.
Thank you.
I just want to thank Larry for quarterbacking this because you put a lot of time and energy and effort into this, and not just this. Many things that you do in the community, your involvement is incredible. A lot of people don't know that he was part of starting the first community garden in the village of Oak Lawn. That was, 4 years ago?
About 2 years ago.
2 years ago, it seemed like 4. But with just how many plots did you start out with at that time?
The first year we had about 40 or 50 plots. So now we have 80 plots. 40 of them are true allotment gardens, so people rent those. The other 40 are true pantry gardens. So that's all volunteer pantry effort. Kind of similar. We raised about 1,200 pounds of produce this year.
And all that produce went to the local food banks and shelters, in which many times people who rely upon subsistence like that don't get fresh produce. So again, thank you, and keep up the good work. It's going to be exciting on Saturday.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Great
Larry.
job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have one more speaker, George Hattar with Premier Fire and Grill. Hi, George.
Hi.
The place is looking great.
Thank you, thank you. There's a couple of menus if you guys want to pass it down. So my name is George, and I'm here to represent Premier Fire and Grill. We just opened up a month ago. It's on the west side of Oak Lawn, where YB Hungry used to be. It's one block west of Oak Park Avenue. So Premier Fire and Grill is a brand new concept. It's a fresh concept of food where a lot of our menu items are made in-house, from our meatball sliders to our hummus to, I mean, if you want to go down the whole menu, I bet probably half of it is made in-house. There's a bunch of menus on the back counter. If you guys feel free to grab one. We're open 7 days a week at 11 o'clock. We have delivery with Uber Eats and DoorDash for the people that are stuck at work. They really can't leave. If I want to briefly just go down the menu, our soups are made in house every morning. There's a list of appetizers. I mean, there's a variety of food. There's pineapple ceviche. There's a Mediterranean platter with falafel and hummus. There's quesadillas. There's cheese curds, potato skins, and our signature meatball sliders. My wife, she specializes in meatballs, so I had to put it on the menu. Everybody loves them. The panini sandwiches, it's a fresh new concept, so please take a look and try us out. There's spirits, wine, and beer. I don't know if you remember YB Hungry's patio. Kind of cleaned it up. There's lights, and if you drive by, you might see the patio heaters. It gives off the flame. So that comes with the whole fire and grill theme. Kind of flustered from speaking in
Yeah,
public.
You're
But
doing a good job.
thanks.
So,
Welcome.
how late are you open?
Right now we're open till 10 o'clock.
Good.
The winter time. On the weekends, we're trying to stay open a little bit later. And then once it gets a little bit warmer, our hours are going to be much longer. But
Nice.
with the
And-
winter time, it's kind of hard to, it's a small place. I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but it only seats about maybe 30 people inside. And the patio seats another 30 people. So it helps out with the business. It's a lot of carry out. So you can always call in. And one thing I forgot to mention is it's 1 month anniversary, so this whole week, our whole menu is 25% off. So if you want to call it in, pick it up, or dine in, feel free. The whole menu is 25% off until Friday. If you have any questions, feel free. Our number's on the menu. Grab one from the back. My name is George. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
George.
Appreciate you being here.
I hear that ceviche is amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Make it in-house.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you. Was either Mr. Douglas or Mr. Valdez here? Okay, that concludes public comments then. Item 4 is conflict of interest disclosure. Does anyone have a conflict to disclose with any item on tonight's agenda?
Yes,
Trustee
Mayor.
Straight.
I would ask that we remove item 11L on the consent agenda for the
Okay, we'll do
purpose
that with the consent agenda.
I have a conflict on that item.
Okay. Thank you for disclosing. Thank you. Anyone else have a conflict to disclose with any item on tonight's agenda? Thank you. We're going to move on. Item 5 is Oak Lawn Police Department commendations. Chief Palmer.
I'll get you to come on up, Mayor. I'd like to invite Pete Hennessy and Oak Lawn Community High School nurse Amy Tucker up. As your chief of the Village of Oak Lawn, it is my great honor not only to represent the residents, but the 109 fine officers that we have, but also to give awards like this. So this is really special. So without further ado. Detective Pete Hennessy, the high school resource officer at Oak Lawn Community High School, monitored an emergency radio call at the high school for the school nurse to respond to the gymnasium. Detective Hennessy assisted school nurse Amy Tucker treating a 16-year-old student as he laid on the gym floor. The student was responding to questions, but at times appeared to be in a state of brief seizures. Detective Hennessy contacted dispatch on his police radio and advised he needed an ambulance for a seizure victim at the school. Suddenly, the student went unresponsive. Nurse Tucker announced that she could not find a pulse, and she immediately initiated CPR. Detective Hennessy retrieved the AED that Tucker brought to the gym upon her initial response. As Tucker performed CPR, Detective Hennessy attached the AED pads to the student's chest. Detective Hennessy delivered one shock from the AED while Nurse Tucker resumed CPR. And suddenly, the student made a noise, and you know what? I'm going to have to put my glasses on. I apologize. I can barely read some of this. Let's see if I can find my glasses here. Get them out. Here we go. That's a little better. Well, Nurse Tucker resumed CPR, and suddenly the student made a noise and lifted up his leg. He was groggy but regained consciousness. Nurse Tucker continued to monitor the student. He was transported by Oak Lawn Ambulance to Christ Hospital in a conscious and alert state. Detective Hennessy utilized his CPR AED training to the utmost proficiency. The actions of Nurse Tucker and Detective Hennessy saved the life of the student. Oak Lawn Community High School and the Village of Oak Lawn are fortunate to have these dedicated professionals. Detective Pete Hennessy and Nurse Amy Tucker are most deserving of an Oak Lawn Police Department commendation. So as I said, it's an honor for me to stand up and recognize folks like this, and this is what, you have working at your schools and at your police department. So I'm proud to represent Pete, and I'm sure Mr. Mike Reardon, if you'd come up, he's the superintendent of the high school, if you'd like to say a few words.
Thank you, Randy, and thank you to the village for taking the time tonight to recognize these two outstanding individuals. Pete's been with us for 4 years, five years, and Amy is in her first year with us at Oak Lawn High School. They are absolute gems every day of the week, and on that incident a little over a month ago, their quick reactions and instinctual, automatic, reactions were a tribute to their preparation and to their commitment to our students, to our school, to the community. So thank you, Amy. Thank you, Pete. And thank you, Village, for giving us this time. Appreciate it.
Don't go, you guys. We want to shake your hand, too. You're not done.
Yeah, we got to get good pictures up here. And I also want to thank our Board Vice President, Matt Egan, is with us, too. And I know him and our Board of Education appreciate everything Pete and Amy do. Thank you.
I just want to thank you. We are so proud of you. This kind of story residents need to hear, how our first responders are right there and the training kicks in. And this is your first year there? What a wonderful legacy you've started with already, and we wish the students the very best also. Just congratulations and thank you. Well done, well done. Trustee Warder, you want to say anything?
Thank you, Mayor, thank you. Pete, congratulations. Amy, congratulations. Pete is continuing the legacy of one heck of a fine police department. I'm so proud to have been part of it, and I'm so proud to be the police liaison. Thank you, Pete. Thank you for saving a life, and thank you too, Amy.
Thank you. Do you want to say anything?
Definitely have to recognize their families.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so who from your family is here?
I have my wife Kathleen, my daughter Ella, my daughter Maggie, and my son Billy, two of whom are students over at the high school.
Wow, wow. And can you just let us know who's here?
All right. So I have my son Vinny in the back, my daughter Brittany, my mom, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my sister-in-law, brother-in-law, niece, nephew, and my great friends Katie, Trish, and Tell back there. Yeah.
So, we're so appreciative. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Chief, for taking the time.
Sure. And I'd like to say too, Pete is actually a CPR instructor, so talking about the perfect storm. And I'd also like to recognize one of my commanders, Art Clark, who was instrumental in teaching a lot of the staff at the schools, actually all the schools in Oak Lawn, how to use the AED. And I know the schools were actually instrumental in getting those AEDs. We actually got a grant for some of the schools, but I think the school actually got those on their own. So what a great tool. Here we go. It saved another life. So it really's paid off.
Good
So how do you want the photo? Okay. Thank you. Congratulations.
We're gonna get one more.
Okay, one more.
My evidence technician. Good, thank you.
No, the family certainly doesn't need to stick around if you don't want to. You certainly are welcome. And while the room is clearing, I just want to let residents know, Commander Clark and our police department have not only put defibrillators in our public buildings, our schools, our park district, but they've also put bleeding stations there. So should anyone have a bleeding problem, we are all prepared for that. And our first responders do a great job working with our school district. So thank you, Dr. Reardon. Thank you. Okay, any discussion on that item? Congratulations to them. Item 6 is approval of the meeting minutes for the closed meeting minutes 2017-12 dated October 24th, 2017. May I have a motion, please, on item 6?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Trustee Stalker made that motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second, Mayor.
Thank you. Trustee Vorder, any discussion? Let's call that vote, please.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, is 5-0.
7 is approval of the meeting minutes for the regular meeting minutes 2017-22 dated October 28th, 2017. May I have a motion, please, on 7?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Trustee Stalker. Do I have a second?
I'll second, Mayor.
Thank you, Trustee Vorder. Any discussion? Let's call that vote, please.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
8 is approval of the meeting minutes for the special meeting minutes 2017-23 dated November 29th, 2017. May I have a motion on number 8, please?
Motion to approve, Mayor.
Thank you. Trustee Vorder made that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Stalker. Any discussion? Let's call that vote, please.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you. 9 is new business by village trustees. We're going to start with you, Bud, District 5.
Thank you. I just want to mention the fact that today was the Christmas party for the Oak Lawn Chamber of Commerce, and they announced that they have now 375 members, which is the highest membership that the Oak Lawn Chamber has ever had. And I just want to congratulate them on the job that they're doing. They're bringing businesses in to the chamber because the chamber services them, and they're bringing businesses into the village of Oak Lawn because it's a great place to do business. Next, I'd like to mention the fact that the current fire rescue department, our fire department's contract is set to expire at the end of this year. During negotiations, the village has offered the fire department what we believe is a group of fair and equitable contract changes that will reduce the cost to the village without sacrificing safety. The changes would occur without layoffs during the proposed 4-year contract, and the firemen would receive a significant buyout of the proposed contract language. Any savings derived from these changes will be applied directly to reducing the current police and fire pension debt, which now stands at approximately $90 million. So we need to do something now so that we don't have to pay these bills in the future. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. District 4.
Thank you, Mayor. Everything is fine in District 4, but I would like to seize the opportunity to wish the community and everybody in it a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. District 3.
Thank you, Mayor. I, too, would like to wish each board member, Clerk Quinlan, our village manager, all of our staff, and most importantly, all of our residents, a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you. District 2.
Yeah, I just came across an article. Please bear with me as I read through it. 29-year-old Luis Garza has lived one of the most difficult lives one could imagine. He has cerebral palsy, is blind and deaf, and has mental abilities of an 8-month-old. He takes more than a dozen medications every day. He has required consistent health care since birth, a task primarily taken on by his parents. They've been reliant on a 2000 Dodge Caravan, a vehicle that is big enough to transport Lewis in his wheelchair and breathing machines. But last week, someone stole that van that Lewis and his mother, Cynthia, depend on. I'm trying to be a strong person, but sometimes it's hard because I go, why people, Cynthia said. Cynthia contacted WGN last Monday to bring attention to the theft in hopes that the thief would have a change of heart and return the van. Instead, she got an even better offer. Frank Mancari is an auto dealer in Oak Lawn. When he heard the story, he felt the right thing to do was to donate a van from his dealership. I grew up as a very, very poor child, Mancari said. He also has a sister with special needs. I understand what misfortune is. That's why I really felt bad when they told me. The minute they informed me, I was more than happy to do it. The donated van has also been modified and equipped specifically to lift and fit Lewis's needs. The family had originally started a GoFundMe page to help pay for a new van. The money raised there will now be contributed to insurance, gas, and financial needs. For Cynthia, this is nothing short of a Christmas miracle. I'm feeling thank you, she said through the tears. There are good people out there. I will never forget this Christmas, she said. There's no other words but to say thank you so very much. And that's just a testimony to what this community can do and to how generous Mr. Mancari is. And I can tell you that that donation made a big world of difference to that family. So on that, Merry Christmas. I wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. And that concludes my report.
Very nice, Trustee Olenichek. Thank
Can I
you.
just-
Yes.
Thank you for bringing that up, Alex. I have come to learn that Gary is not only a successful businessman in this community, but he is without a doubt one of the best benefactors to the causes and needs of this community over the years. I really do believe he needs to praise and accolades. He deserves it. Thanks for doing that.
Oh, it's no problem. And to add on to that, Larry Fetchko talked about the Feed 6 program, and he's really underselling 50,000 meals are going to be made on Saturday. And when Frank Mancari heard that we were close and we're in a decision to either go with the 50 or not, and we were $3,000 short, Mr. Mancari came to the table and, not asking for anything, just wanted to make sure that those 50,000 meals got paid because made in he did share a story with us when we were collecting the check of how he remembers how it was when he was a kid and he was hungry, and he thinks that anytime we can do something to feed somebody, he always wants to be a part of. So he is, the amazing thing about these people, they're not even from Oak Lawn, they were from the north side, and he found out about it, and that's how generous he is. So
He supports a lot of veterans benefits too, with no rewards other than just helping out.
Thank you. Beautiful Christmas story.
thank you.
Thank you. District 1.
Thank you, Mayor. I think we all know that the best way to thank Mr. Mancari is to go buy one of his cars when we need a car. But I just want to mention something that Mrs. Fitzgerald spoke about earlier. And I did have another instance where residents had some of their garden. I think you spoke about your butterfly garden. Yeah, and some people think they're weeds, and they're not. They're there to attract the butterflies. And I just, can we make sure we follow up on this? I mean, if there's a contractor or a subcontractor that was hired and maybe overcharging the village and residents, we should take a look at that. And thank you for bringing it to our attention, and Merry Christmas to everyone.
Thank you, Trustee Desmond. Okay, Village Manager's Report, item 10. Larry?
Thank you, Mayor. I only have one item, and I would be remiss, last meeting I spoke of the success of the current offensive coordinator at Syracuse University, a graduate of the University of Wisconsin and Richards High School. The passing away recently of Gary Korhonen, who was his football coach at Richards High School. And though I did not get the opportunity to know Gary well, I did meet him early on coming to Oak Lawn, and learned about this individual's character, not only the winningness, high school football coach in Illinois, but more important, a coach who helped build character of young men and other students at Richards High School. And I certainly extend in this difficult time when we lose loved ones the very best and warm prayers and thoughts to his family, Gary Korhonen. Again, a giant and a mentor for young men and women in our community. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Item 11 is the consent agenda. All items on the consent agenda are routine or have been brought forward at the direction of the Board of Trustees, will be enacted with one motion. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. We've already had a request to remove one item, but I'm going to read everything, and then we'll go through and remove what we need. So item 11A is ordinance 172576, an ordinance for the levy and assessment of taxes for the tax year 2017, collectible during the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2018, and ending December 31st, 2018, for the Village of Oak Lawn, County of Cook, State of Illinois. B, like boy, is ordinance 172577, an ordinance providing for the reduction or abatement for the corporate debt service fund for the 2017 tax levy. C is ordinance 172578, an ordinance adopting the 2018 Village of Oak Lawn municipal budget. D, like David, is ordinance 172579, an ordinance adopting a policy prohibiting sexual harassment. E is ordinance 172580, an ordinance of the Village of Oak Lawn, Cook County, Illinois, authorizing and approving an agreement of purchase and sale of the leased Edgar parcel by and between the Village of Oak Lawn and MEPT Stony Creek LLC, 10900 South Cicero Avenue. F is ordinance 172581, an ordinance authorizing the sale of 3 surplus vehicles that have reached a useful lifespan. G is Resolution 172573, a resolution approving a professional design and construction engineering services agreement with Christopher Burke Engineering Limited for the 2018 street resurfacing program. H is Resolution 172574, resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a subrecipient agreements between the Village of Oak Lawn and Beds Plus relative to the use of Community Development Block Grant funds for the Emergency Shelter Assistance Program of said subrecipient. I is Resolution 172575, resolution approving and authorizing the execution of subrecipient agreements between the Village of Oak Lawn and Plows Council on Aging relative to the use of Community Development Block Grant funds for the Shared Housing Assistance Program of said subrecipient. J is Resolution 172576, resolution approving a business development agreement between the Village of Oak Lawn and Mancari Chrysler Plymouth Incorporated, doing business as Mancari's Dodge Jeep and Ram Incorporated. And K is Resolution 172577, a resolution approving the Second Amendment to the tower lease with option by and between the Village of Oak Lawn and T-Mobile Central LLC. L is Resolution 172578, resolution authorizing the village manager to enter into an electric supply agreement with Constellation Energy. And M, like Mary, is a request to approve the promotion of 1 fire lieutenant and 1 fire engineer in the Oak Lawn Fire Department. Now, we've also already had a request by Trustee Strite to remove 11L. And are you making a motion to remove that, sir?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion to remove item 11L. Is there a second? Do I need a second? I don't need a second.
I'll second.
Okay, I don't think we need that. Okay, and are there any other items to be removed from the consent agenda? Okay, so we're going to vote on everything in one unit except item 11L. Okay, may I have a motion, please, on item 11?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Trustee Desmond made that motion.
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Stalker. Any discussion? Let's call that vote, please.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. 11L is Resolution 172578, a resolution authorizing the village manager to enter into an electric supply agreement with Constellation Energy. May I have a motion on 11L?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Trustee Stalker made that motion.
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Vorder. Any discussion?
Yes, Mayor, I just would like to.
Sure.
I have to abstain because my company has a contract with the low bidder on this contract.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Let's call that vote, please.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Abstain?
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes 401.
Thank you. 12 is a request to waive the formal bid process and allow the Oak Lawn Police Department to purchase one 2018 prisoner transport vehicle from Hawk Ford using asset forfeiture funds in the amount of $63,157.01. May I have a motion on 12, please?
Motion to approve, Mayor.
Thank you. Trustee Vorder made that motion,
Second.
seconded by Trustee Stalker. And any discussion here?
Yes, I've got a question.
Yes.
Do we transport a lot of prisoners?
No, sir. What this is for is just for Oak Lawn prisoners. The issue we have now is the vehicle we have is actually rusting out the frame, and we could not get it into our bays, and the insurance company instructed us to get a vehicle where actually we can pull it in and then actually close the doors. So we're actually getting a van, and then the van will actually have a camera in the back so we comply with the state law.
Can it be used for anything else?
We can use it for patrol as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chief.
I want to point
Trustee
out that,
Porter?
yeah, I want to point out that this vehicle's being purchased with confiscation funds. There are no Oak Lawn taxpayer dollars going in. This is being purchased with the funds from the bad guys,
Okay,
okay, who are going to probably be using it.
thank you. Any other discussion? Let's call that vote, please.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
15 is our village clerk's report. Jane?
All right. Approval of semi-monthly disbursements, number 2017-23D, dated December 12th, 2017, in the amount of $15,259,400.56.
Thank you. May I have a motion on 13A, please?
Motion to pay the bills, Mayor.
Thank you. Trustee Vorder made that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Stalker. Any discussion? Let's take that vote, please.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
I'd just like to say Merry Christmas to all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
14, Village President's Report. 14A is a request to approve the local liquor advisory board referral for a Class N like Nancy liquor license. This is outdoor service areas, and a Class F like Frank liquor license. This is restaurant, beer and wine only, with or without a bar, for Fry the Coop at 5128 West 95th Street. This was a 4-0 vote to approve in the liquor advisory panel in District 2. May I have a motion on 14A, please?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Trustee Stalker made that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Trustee Desmond made that, is our second. Any discussion? Let's call that vote, please.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Passes.
Thank you. 14B like boy is ordinance 172582. An ordinance increasing the number of Class N like Nancy and F like Frank liquor licenses that can be issued in the village. This is for Fry the Coop, 5128 West 95th Street. May I have a motion, please, on 14B?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Trustee Stalker made the motion.
Second.
Second is trustee Desmond. Any discussion? Let's call that vote, please.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Thank you. And the petitioners here, anything you want to say about your business? 1 minute, just to promote it real quick? Let us know. So, you're Nashville Hot Chicken, right?
Nashville Hot Chicken, correct. We're Fry the Coop. We're an original first location here in Oak Lawn. We're working very hard to become a staple in the community, and we want to go beyond that to become a destination spot. I want to thank the mayor and the board of trustees and the village for being super supportive, and everyone in the community, being very, very supportive of what we're doing. We are
Thank you.
creating a lot of smiles every day, and our purpose is to deliver happiness, and we're doing that in Oak Lawn.
Thank you.
Thank you guys very, very much. Fry the Coop. We're on right on 95th Street doing Nashville Hot Chicken. We're happiness
And
every
your
day.
sign just went up. It looks beautiful. You can't miss it now. It's right across the street from like Potbelly's Starbucks, right by the train station.
Absolutely.
Okay, thanks for coming down.
Thank you guys very much.
Mayor, I had an opportunity to stop there and have a chicken sandwich. It was uniquely good. I don't know how to describe it. Very moist chicken breast with a nice crust.
Yeah.
And very
heavy
tasty.
Heavy crust.
Yeah, very good.
Be careful of the really, really hot one, though. Just, anyone here try it besides me? I did. You did?
Not the super hot.
I tried the super hot. Anyone else try the super hot? No?
I figured I'd start out with the mild.
I've just gotten good reviews from everybody I've talked to,
Thank you.
so congratulations.
Okay. Let me get back to my page here. Sorry. Okay, we have a couple reappointments to the Local Liquor Advisory Board. These are the original board members. They've been doing an outstanding job. This is item 14C. I'm requesting reappointments for Cheryl Daly, Jan Getz, Charles Chuck Miller, Greg Shiner, and Larry Daly. May I have a motion, please, on 14C?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Trustee Warder made that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, second by trustee Stalker. Pretty quiet on the other side of the room here, just saying.
I think their microphones are.
Are the microphones on? Yeah. Let's call that, any discussion? Let's call that vote, please.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit?
Yes.
Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Under general village matters, I just want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, very Happy New Year. I can't believe how quickly this year has gone by.
Believe it.
As we wind up our shopping, please remember to try to shop local if you can. It's so convenient to order online, but remember when you do that, every single penny you spend leaves the community, probably never comes back. You're making some other community very rich, and you're filling up storefronts in some other neighborhood. We all want to see these new businesses that are opening successful. Consider, if you don't see retail that you're interested in Oak Lawn, we have services. We have hair salons, barber shops, restaurants, spas, all kinds of wonderful gift certificates you could get at our unique and wonderful local restaurants. So please shop local, shop small. And with that, I'm going to move on to item 15, Executive Session 2017-14, for the purpose of discussing, number 1, pending litigation, number 2, collective negotiating matters, and number 3, reviewing for approval of the closed meeting minutes 2017-13, dated November 28th, 2017. May I have a motion, please, on this item?
So moved.
Thank you. Trustee Stalker made the motion.
Second.
Yay, Tim. Okay, Tim is our second. Something on the other side. Thank you. Any discussion? Let's call that vote, please.
Trustee Vorder?
Yes.
Trustee Streit? Yes. Trustee Stalker?
Yes.
Trustee Oliniechek?
Yes.
Trustee Desmond?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. For those of you who are students in the room, this is the point where we clear the room. If you have things to sign, bring them up. If you don't, that's